So hello adventurers and welcome to the club. Today a 38-hour bug out emergency kit. Yeah, you all have waited long for this video and finally have time to do it. I do it inside because it's dark and wet and cold and nasty outside. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, now without long talking around, let's just go right into the video. And yeah, I'm wearing a hat inside because I haven't worn it in a long time actually, and I just felt like it. So now let's go technical. So now let's just start it out, and instead of counting hours, this is your emergency bug out kit for 3 days. Yeah, if you intend to stay out longer, bring a different kit. Okay, now let me just pan around here with the camera a bit, and then I talk about each specific item individually. And yeah, we are today indoors here. Yeah, weather isn't quite nice. So, I've managed to get it all in shot, and now let me talk about all of those items. I have asked my subscribers and friends here on YouTube which kind of video they would like to see me do, and yeah, prepping an emergency was one of the top priorities, and so we go into it. But first let me a bit explain why I haven't made videos like this before. Well, it is like, I call it prepping YouTube is kind of a clickbait, heavy, fear-mongering kind of subculture of people who try to buy stuff from their affiliated links, and that's something I really hate. So this is a 38-hour emergency bug out kit. It's everything you need in here for 38 hours. Yeah. If you have this, put this together and you can forget about it. Yeah. Have it ready and don't fear about it anymore. So, okay. Let's just start out with hydration, water. Or in this case, an empty bottle, which should be full. I recommend you to buy those 1.5 liter or 2 liter water bottles. One with water and one with some high sugary drink like Coke or something like this. And by the way, 1 liter is actually 1 quart. Here we have a standard military canteen, which you can buy for about 10 to 20 bucks as surplus. And you should have this in your kit ready, way on top of the kit, so you can easily access it. And in case you know, oh, maybe I have to leave my house, you fill it with fresh water and you have it ready. Or if you somewhere find fresh water, fill it with it. These bottles, they are fresh and always full. You don't fill them with water from the tap. You buy one with water, you buy one with a sugary drink to give you energy. But you can also just skip the sugary thing. Sugar will make you thirsty, and take something sugar-free like this sugar-free Coke, which still contains caffeine. And in a situation like this, caffeine is an energy booster and will help you. So we got these 2 items out of the way. And actually, also the canteen. Next thing is clothing. They are actually a birthday present from my brother, who doesn't watch my videos, so don't worry. Socks. Spare socks. 1 or 2 pair. You don't wanna sleep in your sweaty socks, and if your feet get wet, having fresh, warm socks, it's just a gift of heaven. So, socks. Ahead. The human body loses most of his temperature from the head. So having something like this, it's easily to fold, it's small, you can even use it as a washing cloth if you have to. It is perfect to have. Just a beanie like this will help you a lot, and in the summertime it can also help to keep the sun away from your head, but it's not so recommended. So, next clothing item is a spare shirt, and as you can see, this doesn't look pristine anymore, because why should you put something you bought new in a bug out bag, which you may never need to use? And also, I have worn this several times, I know it's comfortable, and therefore a big recommendation about stuff in general you put in a bug out bag: put used gear in it. Don't buy stuff. Take stuff you have used already, from which you know it's reliable. I know for which temperatures this is suited. Yeah. Take something used and keep it that way. For example, the most important kind of part here, the backpack itself. This is an old backpack. It's actually from a brand manufacturer, but my mom used this for like 15 to 20 years. So it is very, very worn, it's old, it's still solid, but absolutely not pretty anymore. Some of the zippers are not as fresh as they used to be, but I know I can wear this, it's comfortable. I know how it feels, I have worn it for years after she used it. So, if you buy a new backpack that you have never used before, it might be so uncomfortable to wear that it makes your suffering just worse. So use something used that you are used to. Next, and actually last item of clothing, I have to pause and zoom you in a bit, is this here. I should have waited till I stepped around the camera. 2 solid leather work gloves. Because you never know which kind of debris you have to go through. You don't know the situation. It could be there was an earthquake and you have to dig out some of your friends, neighbors or family members. And having some solid, sturdy work gloves is a emergency necessity that I wouldn't like to miss out on. Another item you should have is a whistle. Don't worry, headphone users, I don't blow into it. A whistle on a lanyard. And this is actually a special lanyard. You can take this off as usual, but it has also a rip button on it, which means if you get snagged onto something, it just rips open and it doesn't strangle you. Very good to have something like this here. Another item of protection that nobody actually is ever talking about is just a pair of simple, cheap sunglasses. Yeah. If you are out there all day, you want to protect your eyes, especially in an emergency situation or whatever you want to call it. That's such a stupid term. Yeah, just a pair of cheap sunglasses. They help to protect your eyes in case there is something, so it doesn't get pokey. They're having plastic lenses, which is enough for the usual protection part. Yeah. Next thing $100 in cash, preferably in $10 bills or €10 bills, wherever you currently are. Another thing for all of those people living in modern society is in here. This is just a pouch from my old digital camera. And in here we have got a strong power bank and a universal charging cable, which charges USB-C, USB-A, or whatever this is, mini USB, and the Apple phone. Just in this box here. Yeah. I don't throw. Let me don't throw this away here. Yeah. Another thing. A multi-tool. This isn't an expensive multi-tool. This was about $10. But it comes with all necessary things like a wire cutter, pliers, the blade, screwdriver thingy, a file, a saw. This is practically all you need in such a situation. Another item like this, cordage. Very, very good to have cordage. This is a very strong plastic cordage, nylon or whatever, and you don't cut it, you just hold it over a lighter and burn it apart. It just melts apart. And it is very strong and it is weather resistant. A spool like this is $2. Bought it at a local dollar store. It is very useful. I've used it for a lot and there's still many left, so this is more cordage than you will ever need. And I know there's paracord and you can pull out those inner strands, and yeah, I take this cheap cordage over paracord all day long. It's plenty, it's easily accessible. I can always weave a bigger rope out of it if I have to. So yeah, that's it for the rope part. And after we talked about the cordage, why not just go over to duct tape or electrical tape? They're both great. Electrical tape, yeah, is sometimes even a bit better. And as you can see, there isn't much on this. A few meters, because duct tape is heavy and I want to keep this backpack lightweight. So this is plenty enough for a normal emergency situation, or however we want to call this. And so we jump into the next item. Category shelter. This is a strong plastic tarp. As you can see, they use it here to cover a car or something like this. And here at this point I wanted to mention that you should get one of those tarps. You know, the green or blue ones, those heavy duty tarps. They are cheap and very reliable. You can build a shelter out of it very easily, as you can see here in the picture. I do have one of them, but I didn't have a new one anymore and I did not want to get the dirty one into the apartment. So yeah, just put those on the list. And together with the plastic rope I just showed you, you can turn this into a very strong shelter. Talking about shelter, here we got one of the Mylar reflective blankets, so you could even turn this into the famous Morris Kohensky super shelter if you have to. If you don't know what this is, ask me and I send you a link. But this stuff here is also on its own very useful. You can put up the tarp as a protection from the wind, wrap this around yourself and conserve your body's wear temperature. And as we are here, you know, there might be blood, corpses, sewage, water and whatever in the situation in which you have come, you know, a tornado, a flood, earthquake or whatever. So a bit of hand sanitizer is always nice. A bar of perfume-free standard soap. You could in a pinch even eat this. Yeah, my grandparents did this during the war, World War. And as we are no animals, a roll of toilet paper, which you can also use as tinder if you have to make a fire. Especially if it gets really cold, just soak the toilet paper roll with the hand sanitizer and light it on fire, and you have something that burns for quite a while and helps you to start a fire even with wet wood and something like this. Talking about fire, yeah, we do have a lighter. I recommend you to either take a big lighter or one of them clipper lighters. And this one, for some unknown reason, sounds gay. I'm in written on it. Yeah, a big lighter or a clipper lighter, a brand item, because this is a crucial part of your kit, the ability to make fire easily. Sure, you could make a bow drill or rub sticks together like a Neanderthal, but this is easier. And a secondary method of making fire. To your lighter, just put a box of matches in there. Redundancy. Going with the lighter, candle and hand sanitizer. A simple tea light candle. Take a quality one, don't buy the cheapest stuff. Quality matters, and yeah, don't cheapen out when it comes to your safety. And there we have something that can help you a lot. If we have it in frame here. It's just a very cheap, generic flashlight. It has no functions. Power on, power off. And therefore there is no standby current. But I still recommend you to unscrew it and put a piece of plastic foil between the contact for the switch and the flashlight. And then you turn the switch on and keep it in the on position. Because if there should happen to be corrosion involved, the switch corrodes in the on position or not in the off position. This was $2, a very cheap thing, and for 38 hours, absolutely all you need. And now, as we jump into the compartment of self-defense, it might shock a lot of you, but I do recommend you to not take a firearm. And this, by the way, is just a toy. I don't even own a real firearm. Yeah, it shows it makes just noise. Do not take a firearm. The only self-defense item I have is my ability to run away as fast as possible. And to assist me with this, I do carry, which I also carry every day, some ordinary pepper spray. You can obviously go a bit overboard and take the bear spray. In an emergency situation, that might be a good thing to do, but this is what I recommend you. And also, should keep in mind there might be martial law in a situation, and you don't want to be arrested running around with a gun in such a situation. So don't take a gun, just take something like this. And now the bag is almost empty. And here we have old Joe Biden's favorite, a protective mask. And now you're all running into the comments and scream on me, especially the Trumpsters. But hear me out. We're not talking about viruses as a threat here. We are talking about old buildings collapsing. Yeah, like, remember the World Trade Center? Tons of asbestos. Yeah, and you don't want to inhale this stuff. So, while you are there digging through the rubble, a mask is very helpful against stuff like this. So, and last and definitely least, we have food, because in 38 hours you can't starve. So, if you want to really go luxurious, put 1 or 2 cans of fish into your kit. But keep in mind, they do expire. They might last much longer than their expiration date, but then you have to regularly check on your kit. So far, everything else in the kit is indefinitely shelf stable, except over the batteries. And here, what I actually recommend you to put in there: a bit of candy. A candy bar for the morning and a lolly for the evening. For the evening. And yeah, and so on. Just a handful of energy bars, protein bars or something like this. That's completely enough. Let's put it back into the Halloween thing to give away. And this is the last item. This is just some dextrose candy. Dextrose is great because it goes directly into the blood. Therefore, it's like a straw fire. It burns bright, it burns hot, but not for long. So, in a pinch, if you're completely out of energy and exhausted and you just have to push on for a bit longer, yeah, just eat one of them and you are feeling better right now. It won't last for long, but long enough to get you out of a very sticky situation. So, and now let me put this all on to demonstrate you how it looks if you wear it. Which is not necessary, but I think it makes quite a fun ending for this video. We have the shirt, we have the beanie, we have the sunglasses, we have the gloves, and I don't see where I put the whistle, but you don't want me to blow in it anyhow. Yeah, and this is how I will survive. Not elegant, but sufficient. We have some gloves. Head stays nice, dry and warm. Our eyes are protected. We do have a face mask, which I will not put on. We have a spare shirt that keeps us nice, dry and warm. And that's it. This is all you need. You don't need to buy something. There will not be any links in the description now or anything. That's all you need. It's, yeah, most of it you already have at home. Only thing you have to do is search it together, put it in a backpack. Write a list with stuff you don't have at home right now. And, well, buy it, put it in the backpack. Yeah. And by the way, one thing they have made now, they have now those lids permanently attached to the bottle, and most people hate it, but having dropped many of those lids outdoors and lost them or had them covered in dirt, I really appreciate that. And by the way, this beanie here, I haven't shown you, is actually Halloween themed. So, you can look like this while you survive. But you don't have to. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and there will be a long-term bug out emergency kit video as well in the future, when I had time to put it all together. And yeah, so if you have any suggestions, I may have left something out, but I don't think so. Yeah, any suggestions, just write them in the comments. I like to read the comments. I read and reply to every comment. That is nice. The bad ones get deleted. Yeah, the battery is blinking red on my camera already. Have I forgotten